What's up, Soul Fam? This is going to be a quick video, but it got me thinking, plant-based, vegan lifestyle. How many vegans do you think you know that own an iPhone? Or how many vegans in this world do you think own an iPhone? And part of the vegan lifestyle is, any product, whether it's food, cosmetic, or apparel, if it was made from an animal and an animal suffered in order for you to have that product, you don't use it because you stand for something. You stand for a cause. And you don't support any suffering in order for you to obtain something that really is worthless. Well, what about your iPhone? A lot of individuals don't know or never even considered who builds that iPhone. Where is it getting built at? And I'm going to share this with you. And maybe it'll change your outlook of Apple. And maybe Android's the same thing. I wouldn't be surprised. But it's forced labor. The individuals that build your phone, it's forced labor. And they're fucking miserable. They get paid next to nothing. And I think it's like 16 cents an hour, right? And then on top of that 16 cents an hour, they have to work like 12-hour shifts, maybe even more. Maybe even 16. And then they get to be told where they're going to live. They have to live here in this building, in this apartment with these individuals. And they have to pay the rent. They have to pay the gas. They have to pay the water. But they have a choice. They have a choice to live where they want to, right? But they still have to pay the rent on the place that they told them they have to live. They don't have to live there, but they still have to pay that rent there. And then on top of it, pay the rent to the place where they actually want to live. Well, we're all animals in some sort. We're all connected to this planet. And humans, fucking humans, are suffering every day to get you that iPhone that makes you so cool, that you're so attached to. Right? And you might not have one single animal product in your house, but every electronic that you own is a product of Apple. Well, you're supporting suffering on the worst level because individuals are actually killing themselves every day because they don't want to do that anymore. They don't want to build your iPhone anymore, but they're forced to. Their government says that they have to, or they're not going to be supported. They're not going to be fed. They're not going to have shelter. They're not going to have clothing. They'll be exiled, possibly put in jail. And this is kind of like where we're headed if we don't fucking start standing up for our rights. They actually had to install a net around the building of where they assemble the iPhone. They had to assemble a net all around it because individuals were going up there and jumping off and killing themselves because they were so sick and tired of being told what to do, when to do it, how long they have to do it, and not living a life that is true to them. And that's what that happens. That's what happens when you do things that you don't want to do constantly. When you're forced to do things, whether it's from another individual or from a belief where you feel like you have to live up to this expectation in order for this person to like you, accept you, and love you. So next time you want to say that you stand for something, such as, suffering, non-suffering, and you live that vegan lifestyle, but you're walking around with an iPhone. An animal suffered to get you that. A human being. And every day it's happening. But we ignore it because, hey, we get an iPhone. Fuck. Now I'm in the in crowd. Now I could be cool. Now I could be validated. Oh, you got the iPhone 11? Yeah. Oh man, how about that new screen recorder? Oh, it's so awesome. You know what I mean? So really question. Because a lot of individuals, they're like fucking like renegade vegans, or what do they call them? A fucking you know what I mean? They take it so serious that they don't think twice to step on anybody's toes or disrespect an individual because their choice of a lifestyle. But then they walk around with an iPhone. Now this does coming from judgment, just awareness and discernment. And I just question, what do you think about this? Do you think that it's okay? Are you a vegan that eats a fully plant-based diet, doesn't accept any animal products? But what about your iPhone? Are you going to make an exception for that? And then what's that say about you? You know? And if you finally say you're hearing this for the first time and you love your iPhone and you're like, damn, what do? I love my iPhone. I'm attached to my iPhone, but I'm suffering. Or someone's suffering to get me this phone. Well, reflect back to when you first started a vegan diet and all those things that you found out were animal, and you said no to them no matter what because you knew it was right. Well, you're going to have to do that all over again because there's some things that we're not told, and the information's it's coming to the surface. So, does that truly make you vegan? See, me personally, whether I was to adopt a fully plant-based lifestyle, why would I label myself with such a limited view as a vegan? So limited. And a majority of a lot of individuals, they do it because of the image that it portrays or what they think it portrays. They can give a fuck about the animals that suffer. I just want to fucking be in the in crowd. I just want to have an iPhone and I want to fucking be a part of this in crowd that says no to suffering when it comes to animals. Well, we're animals as well. And the person that made that phone that you have in your hand suffered. So it's time to throw them away. What do you got to say about that? You got to throw your iPhone away now because there was suffering involved. Are you going to compromise your beliefs? Most of us will. But what's that say? What's that tell you? Everybody's going to have their own ideas. But I'm just putting the information out here. I think everyone should know about it. Yeah, people are literally jumping off the building every day in China. The individuals that are building your iPhone because they're forced to do something every day, 12, 16 hours a day, getting paid nothing. I think I got paid more in prison than they do. I got paid 42 cents an hour to chop trees down, to go into the Olympic rainforest in commercial thin. And they paid me 42 cents an hour. You know what I mean? It's slave labor. It's happening in the United States and it's happening across the country. And we're okay with it. You're okay with it. So just leave a comment on what you feel about this. Share this video with anybody you think could benefit from it. Because I want to honestly see, like, that person, right? Let's put everyone in their place. So any person that you know that is a compassionate, loving human being that lives a vegan lifestyle, but is unaware of what it took to make that iPhone, and then tell them that information, and then they can Google it, and they'll find it themselves, and see what decisions they make, and see if they'll compromise just because they're so attached to this earthly device. And it's same with the Nikes on your feet. You know, Nike, it is such a shitty brand. They make shitty products. I mean, the shoes fall apart. They're uncomfortable. All it is a swoosh. But everybody has them, so you feel like you need them too. Same with Jordans. Same with all them other brands. The majority of them come overseas. A majority of them. So next time you want to say, I can't have this because some creature on this planet suffered for me to have it, start doing your research. Find out every brand that you have in your drawer, every electronic, and see who suffered to get that to your fucking door. And then tell me, does that still make you vegan? I'm just curious, you know? So curious because so many people switch their views because they're convenient for them. It's convenient for their story. It serves them in the moment. So, anybody that you know that is vegan, share this video with. And then, be aware that if we don't start standing up for our rights, we're going to be in the same position as them. They're going to tell us what we do for a living. They're going to tell us how long we got to do it and how much we get paid to do it. And we're going to be forced to do it, or we're going to be fucking ass out. So it's time to stand up. Stand up, America. Be who you came here to be. Not who you thought you were supposed to be, but who you truly came here to be. And then just ask yourself, what is my purpose?